Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a wear test and kind of a first impression, second impression, and review on the new Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. This is their second version of it, I guess. They used to have it a few years back, discontinued it, and brought it back. In honor of a foundation review, I got the Tayla's, okay, I can't really show you that well, but if you guys watch the Tayla, you know she does her foundation reviews and I absolutely love her, and I picked up a thing from her merch line that she came out with that says heck yeah, because it's very me. But anyways, not much more to say, but let's just go ahead and get into the video. Earlier I used a little bit of my e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. I use it under my eyes and like when I have dry patches from acne. I am breaking out a little bit right now. I also have some dry patches around my nose, so I use that around those areas, and it's pretty much soaked in by now. My skin actually does feel really nice right now, so I'm not sure what primer to use. I think I'm just going to use my go-to primer, which is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I have the mini one that came with a full size of the Vanish stick foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and with that, but I'm going to use it only on the right side of my face for test purposes, obviously. I'm using the right side of my face purely because I have a little bit more problem areas on this side of the face. My face. It's so weird to like pump out half as much as you typically would. Now I have worn this foundation once before today, and I wore it for about 12 hours that day. And I'm just kind of curious to see how it pairs up to that day, and if it's similar, or maybe if a non-primed face is better. Who knows? So this is what the packaging looks like. Mine sounds a little broken because I thought it didn't have a pump, and so I tried to twist it off when I first got it, but it actually does have a pump, which is really, really nice. Maybelline is listening to us. It also is a lot like the pump for the Better Skin foundation, except instead of blue, it's white. You can see I've actually used it before. I've pumped out a little bit. And I have in the shade 110 Porcelain. 110 is pretty much a good shade for me across the board on Maybelline foundations. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on this candle lid that I use as a palette for my foundation. It's actually really funny. I see a lot of people that use candle lids actually. I'm curious, you guys should comment down below, tell me what you guys use for your foundation. If you just put it on the back of your hand, if you put it straight on your face, tell me what you do, because I have to always put it on something and pick it up from there. I can't do the apply on my face kind of thing. And as you can see, it's, and you know, this is metal, so you can see. And as you guys can see, it's pretty thick, it's not really running down or anything like that, so. Let's see, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Better Skin, like in consistency. The Better Skin also was like a little bit whipped. And my beauty blender is wet, but I'm just going to dampen it a little bit more with my Mario Badescu spray. I'm going to also try applying it with a brush. I'm not a big brush person when it comes to foundation. I'm just pretty much a beauty blender, makeup sponge type of person. But let's go ahead and try. And this is the brush that you get when you hit BIB Rouge at Sephora. It is the Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush. I think they actually do have it. Yeah, this is the 56.5 because it's mini. The other 56, which is the same brush, but just a longer handle basically. Let's see. Ooh, okay. That looks like super good coverage. I think it might be a little light for me. Yeah, I just don't like brushes. I feel like whenever I use a brush, it just looks super streaky on me, no matter what. And normally I do have pretty oily skin, but I think it's a little dehydrated today. And that might be a really good test for it to see how it wears, especially with oily, dehydrated skin. I think that I need to get a little bit more water in my diet. Yeah, this might be a little light for me, but 120 was going to be way too pink, and then 130 would have been way too dark, so, you know, this works. The first day I applied it, I also did notice it settling in my nose crease area, and that was before I had any dryness there. That was when I had like my normal skin being, you know, combination oily. And like I said before, my combination isn't dry and oily, it's usually just normal and oily. Yeah, I'm getting similar patchiness around my nose like I did the other day. I'm not getting it as much on the primed side, which is nice. I'm really not 100% sure what primer I used the other day, so I think it was the Veil Mineral. So we'll have to wait and see. It wasn't something I noticed immediately the other day with it settling in my nose creases. It was something I noticed throughout the day. Okay, and my forehead. Like I've said in previous foundation reviews, if I find a foundation that doesn't settle in my forehead, that's awesome. I feel like I don't have any lines on my forehead, but once I put foundation on, oh hell yeah I do. Okay, I look like a ghost, but that's okay. This is what bronzer is for and what contour is for. It is a pretty full coverage finish, I will give it that. It's not covering my acne spots, I mean completely, but I also don't really mind that because, you know, I don't mind if they show through. Another trouble spot for me is the crease of my chin. I have like a really deep chin crease. Sometimes things will settle weirdly in there as well. This is super up close and personal, and I also look a little crazy with just foundation on and nothing else. So I think you guys can see around here where it's settling kind of weirdly around my nose. I do have some dry patches from acne. I do think it settled really nicely on my forehead. So in terms of like initial application, I would say this isn't terrible, but it's not great. It's kind of like right there in the middle. There's certain areas it looks really nice on, and there's certain areas where it's looking a little patchy. And that honestly could just be due to my drier skin, but you know, nobody ever really likes foundation to settle there. Again, this is, you know, super stay, so it's probably catered toward oilier skin. But you know, it'd be nice to have some oily skin-friendly foundations that can still go over some dry patches. I'm trying to see what happens if I try building it up around there. Yeah, it just kind of gives it more coverage, but it doesn't make it look less or more patchy. But my skin does look really smooth. My pores are like gone, especially on this side where I did prime as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it in terms of application. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. I'll show you guys, you know, what it looks like after concealer and powder and all that, and then we'll go ahead and do check-ins throughout the day, okay? Okay. So, you know, hours later, my face is on. I filmed 2 other reviews, one on my eyebrow product and one on my eyeshadow palette that I'm wearing today. Once it's worn down a little bit, it looks a little bit better. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Sorry, I'm being super loud. I did use my Tarte Aqua Sealer and Shape Tape under my eyes and on my face. And I used my e.l.f. I'm dropping everything today. And I used my e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder under my eyes and over my face. And I also sprayed the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea several times, and I think that after doing that it definitely helped with the dryness, and I'm actually excited to see how it wears throughout the day because I like to have a little bit of glow, you know, not just from my highlight. I like to have a little bit of natural facial glow. Anyways, I will go ahead and do some check-ins throughout the day. It's like 4 o'clock right now, so I'll probably keep this on until around 10. We'll see. Might I just say, I think I'm looking pretty good today. I'm doing like the whole, like, you know, flip down the mirror check, you know, with foundation. Ooh, actually, guys, this looks really nice. I think with the powder that I used and the Mario Badescu spray, things have settled a lot nicer. This looks really nice, I think. This is pretty much like immediately after I just filmed what I just did because I'm just leaving now. But hey, this looks pretty good. I'm actually liking my eyebrows. I'm liking my eyeshadow. I'm feeling myself. Okay, anyways. See you in a little bit. Bye. Hey guys, I'm checking out my foundation. Alyssa, what do you think?
I think it looks great.
Great?
It looks very dewy and
dewy.
nice on your skin. I don't think you're looking oily at all. I think you have a nice glow to you.
A nice glow. Okay, I thought it looked too matte and too dry earlier, so I think that it's looking a little bit more natural as things are coming to the surface. Hi guys, this is my boyfriend. His name is Blake.
Hi.
What do you think? He just goes. Any more feedback from the crowd?
You look beautiful.
Thumbs ups. Yeah. Okay.
Thumbs up all around. What foundation is it?
It's the Maybelline Superstay, the new one that just released. Yeah. Maybelline. $11.99.
I seriously thought you had Giorgio or Armani on.
Nice. Okay. Well, it's 7 o'clock. It's been on for like 3 hours now, so we'll have to see if it stays on better throughout the day. Don't know how much you guys will like this lighting, but this is my final check-in for the night. It's 11:42, a little blurry. Sorry about that, but it means it's been on for about 7 and almost 8 hours now. Is that when I put it on? Around 4 o'clock? I think that's what we went with. It's almost 8 hours, and let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Let's go ahead and take a look. You can see that it hasn't really improved around my nose, my chin. I think for a little bit of time it looked okay around those drier areas because I think it was able to mold it a little bit better, but as it wore down, it wore really terribly around those drier patches. Yeah, I mean, there's practically nothing around my nose now, and it looks super flaky. I mean, I think this is very much so catered to oilier skin types. I think that they kind of made a mistake by releasing it in the winter or fall into winter, because even people with oily skin tend to get drier patches or drier phases during the winter, you know, because heaters and weather and stuff like that. Also, it's not winter everywhere, I understand that, but I'm pretty sure that they re-released it in America first for the winter. So everywhere else it looks really nice, like even between my eyebrows. Also, my lashes are off, just, you know, they came off as soon as I got in the car earlier. So I would say that this is at like a 6 out of 10 for me right now. It's something that with these dry patches, it doesn't make me want to wear it again. I mean, it doesn't look that flattering. It is important to note that this side I didn't have primer on, and this side I did, and this side it does look significantly better on, and maybe that primer helped smooth out the dry patches. I actually do think that the primer side or primed side does look significantly better in terms of that. Like, yeah, it didn't wear off on my chin as much. It didn't wear off on the dry parts as much. I think that my bronzer and stuff wore on a little bit longer. So, probably good with a primer. Probably good for oily skin. Still right now, it's at like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. But if there's any updates or anything, I'll go ahead and leave it in a pinned comment or in the description bar down below, of course. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know, okay? After those check-ins, you'll probably see what my, you know, final verdict is, but I think you need to work with it a little bit. It's okay. I'd say it's like a 6 out of 10 in terms of shade range and application. In terms of affordability, awesome. Yeah, it's $11.99 from Ulta, and I think you can find it cheaper at Walmart, so affordability is pretty good. I really hope that drugstores stop hiking up their products or their prices, but you know. Overall, it's just kind of like okay. I would recommend trying it out for yourself and let me know what you think. Of course, you know, everyone's skin is different, everyone's skin tone, skin type, application preferences are different. So, you know, let me know what you think. If your application preferences and skin type are similar, let me know if you thought something different from me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like me or you like this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.